We're not using it. It's fine. We are streaming live.
Okay.
Yes. Live in the living rooms of America. I just stabbed myself in the head with that. That was awesome. Nobody saw it.
Did that just block?
I don't think so. Oh, I see what you mean.
Okay, here, set up yours.
Damn it.
I'll move this.
Okay.
Here.
So if we pull this back and move this, because I don't want to stand your chair with the mighty wood. I stab at thee with the mighty wood. There, that's about...
Oh, random thought. I got your glasses in my truck.
Awesome. I need those. These new glasses I got suck. Wait, I'm recording. Let's just leave it like that. You set where you need to be. We'll get started. We're both sick. I got here late. It's been a couple weeks. Yeah, go for the zoom in was pretty good. There you go. Well, maybe just a skosh. And then I didn't know if you wanted to hit record or not because I just hit stream.
Sure, is that going to mess it up?
No.
Okay.
I just didn't want to start recording if you didn't have it. All right, hello and welcome to Bats in the Belfry, your haunted house cast and crew podcast where we go behind the scenes and give you all the great stories and the shenanigans and goings on of the haunted house industry. Well, for Phoenix mostly, because that's where we did it primarily. We went through the holidays and... my name is Bill Kelly. I am Hornswoggle the Great, and my co-host is...
I'm Rev Bob. Fish
Bob
crackers.
McCobb's
Yeah.
workshop.
One of these days I'll remember what to say.
That's all right.
But speaking of bats in the Belfry, I got a lot brewing.
Oh yeah, we're very sick. We were we had lofty goals to do a Bob McCobb this morning, but I didn't early enough. And it takes me an hour to get food stuff. So. It didn't happen today, folks. Sorry. And hope you had a wonderful Yule and midwinter and New Year's Eve, and I was at work, and Christmas and
New Year.
New Year and Boxing Day and all of the 12 days of Christmas and Saturnalia and whatever you want. So, Mother Winter Night is what it used to be called way back in the ancient German. Yeah, anyway.
Right on.
It's over now. We're past that now. And we are doing construction. Hey, boss! We're taking a break from doing construction and building a new studio.
You want to show your ass to the camera?
Sure he does. Come on, buddy.
Come on.
Who's a good boy?
Come on.
So, while we're rebuilding the studio and recovering from illness, we figured we'd go back to the beginning basics and talk about the ABC. Come over here.
Okay. I was joking about showing your ass.
Yeah, he took you up on that challenge. Come on, buddy. Come on. Come here.
He's like, I want hugs.
I know.
He's like, yeah, I like
He's
hugs.
so neglected. We were only hugging him like 5 minutes ago. So we thought that we'd go at the very beginning and start off with, like, I would like to do this scenario of, hey, you've just been hired and you've never done this before. And then, oh, gross, thanks. I was clean.
Give me the wet spot.
Now I got dog snot on my nose, on my Bacata bridge.
Okay, do I need a matching one?
You probably do. So I figured we'd go back to the basics and be like, hey, you're now at the interview stage of working for a haunt.
I think he's camera shy.
He is. Scare me. But we've said it before and we'll say it again a lot of times, and especially like Ted and a couple others, that they have already made the rooms and they have a certain person's look that they have in mind for this room. Like that. Oh, I want a guy shaped like this. I need a guy who's this tall. I need a guy who's this wide. I want a guy whose face looks like this.
I need an Amazon.
I need a big woman to be. Come over here.
Yeti, come on.
I'm going to turn this way to see if you can. So a lot of times it's like that. So you don't even need to be like scary or not scary. You just need to look a certain way that. Who's good?
Yeah.
He's back. So it's a lot of that. You have to keep that in mind too. I mean, yeah, give it your all. Be impressive at the audition, but you don't need to worry about your level of intensity because that's going to ebb and fade over the show too.
Well, and it's sometimes if like your haunt's been around for years and years, and they have their pick of the litter of actors, that's when you're going to want to have more intensity and showcase what you can do. But for most parts, if you're like at a starting haunt that's been around maybe a year or two or new, then yeah, it's basically you just go in and
kick it up a notch.
Yeah.
Go crazy.
Yeah. And make sure you have your reputation.
Yes, a lot of the times you'll make friends with other people that work at other haunts, and that you meet them in real life, and you guys don't know. I didn't know you worked over there. I didn't know Yeah. So that happens too, but besides a certain look, the creator of the haunt and the owner and the artistic director, they not only are looking for a certain look. They're casting for a certain job. Oops, that was me. Sometimes multiple. Put my feet out like this, so I'm not bouncing my knee or letting all my excited energy. I like watch videos. It's like I twitch and move a lot. It's like, gosh, I do that in real life too. I try to be like all calm, but that's only some. Yeah, really. And then I'm like, these kinds of cheese. Hey, these kinds of birds. Now the dog is back. So yeah, ADD.
The squirrel's back?
No, not that.
Not the squirrel.
Not the squirrel. So we did get your nemesis moved onto your truck today. The Roadrunner is back. I'll post video of it later. Anyway, so
I hate that Roadrunner.
There's going to be jobs in the haunt overall, and in each room and midway, and not everybody can run around with a chainsaw. I mean, you can have an all chainsaw haunt, but that would
it would
boring.
lose its effect.
It would.
Quick.
The diehards would come back weekend after weekend, but your main clientele of people are that they're not gonna come back.
Yeah.
After like the second time, they're gonna be like, that's it, and then they're gonna go. And they won't breathe all those fumes all night. And if you use electric, well, it's kind of scary, I guess. I mean, well, to some people. So, don't step in water. Yeah, that's terrifying. Sorry. So we're going to go through the ABCs: ambush, bait, creeper, and we were talking about it. There's no D except dickhead. Well, that's everyone. And then
you got your douchebags.
Prop. Yeah, douchebags. We got plenty of those.
But that's more of a behind-the-scenes one.
That comes with time, sometimes, and ego.
With certain actors.
Actors. Some actors are,
douchebags.
Well, some of them are douchebags, and some of them are like Jay, or Grody, where they don't mix with the rest of the group, and you make friendships with them one-on-one, and they'll go to
stuff.
They'll go to like Waffle House and Denny's after the show, and I've done that a couple times, but I don't like to watch you guys torture the wait staff, because I used to be a waiter, and I fucking hated people like us that came in. Like, you don't understand, I'm like participating in becoming the devil when I show up with you guys. But then again, you start yelling at people, and then everybody calms down, and you've always got that one guy who's got to, go the extra mile. It's like, dude, the night's over. Let's just Let's just talk about how crazy it was. Let's not continue the crazy.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm tired of being a boss. I don't want to be a boss.
Yeah, I don't want to babysit you out in the real world. Yeah. You don't listen to me in the maze. You're not going to listen to me here. I love you, but I don't need a constant sniffing.
Yes.
We're okay. We're not as stressed now that the show is... Yeah.
He's seizure-free.
I'm seizure-free. How is he? You got the wrong guy. But you smell like other dogs. Yes.
Get Yeti. Come on.
So... Come here. Ambush is so much fun. Ambush is jumping out ambush is any time you're lying in wait and you suddenly jump out from behind something, or if you're a prop and you suddenly come to life, or if you're a creeper. And it takes a lot of practice, but eventually you get that you're the one who showed it to me first. And I first saw you do it in '89 when you're talking to someone and then all of a sudden you do the yell and the head turn and the big arm movement. And if you get that timed right, you can literally be talking about anything and then throw it out there and people are like, oh!
Yeah.
So, and especially in a haunt scenario, they're just, everyone's on edge, except the one guy who's calm. And you don't try, after a while, you just laugh with him. You don't try to scare him, because if something really bad happens, you're going to need him. Help me get all these people out if there's a fire. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, one of the basics for haunts is just a loud, sudden sound and movement.
Ambush.
It's just that, it just drops people.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you can sit there talking and they're just bam!
It worked on the dog.
And my case in point. But yeah, and then you have your ambush, your jump scares, where classics never going to go away.
No. The classics will never ever go away. I hope. I don't. We don't want them to. They're the same as reruns or wrestling or, music that won't go away.
And that's where I get a lot of my ideas. I'll watch old things. I'm like, ooh. All right,
Yeah.
forgot about that one.
I love ambush in the aspect that ambush is like juggling out at the Renaissance Festival. It's something that every single person out there learns how to do if they've ever been in a capacity where they're a street character working at a shop, because if, like for juggling, it's a draw from a distance, it's a conversational piece, and the problem is that you were a 19-year-old idiot like I was, you thought you were something special, and then you went out there and every shop you went into, the owner went, let me see your balls. And you got humbled while you're standing there in a goofy costume, and this guy is... No.
Oh, wrong
Thank
balls.
you. We're... Ambush. That was almost an ambush. Dude, keep the stallion in the corral. So,
You said let me see
I
your
did...
balls.
I walked right into that, didn't I? Yes, I did. Well done.
I didn't touch him yet. It was on the outside.
I know. That's why it was funny. So, ambush is the upset of the norm. Or as Gilda Radner, I just reposted the meme, and she said it best, and she said it in the 70s. The art of comedy is telling the truth, but beating the other guy doing it first. I'm just totally screwing up this quote.
Well, no, it brings about that whole thing, that whole new joke of, oh, too soon. It's...
That is the new joke in our commonality.
Yeah.
Well, comedy is ambush. You're just walking along and boom, something funny happens. And the same applies to haunted houses through the looking glass, where you're walking along and somebody jumps out of a doorway, or you walk through a doorway and they step out of the darkness into the light and say something. And I noticed the further you went on with ambush, it doesn't even matter what you say.
No.
You could start out yelling, and you'll do that your first year, your first night, but you'll craft your style after a couple days into it, probably the first night into it, when you start talking with other veteran actors, because my favorite ones were saying just like normal shit really loud at people when they're anticipating someone jumping out. And my favorite was, and I got DiSilvestro's dad, and getting Chuck wasn't easy because Chuck played a butcher in Chicago at the JC's at a haunt every year they were back there. He had the Chuck's Butcher Shop. They curtailed the room around him. And they went through my throne room. And then there was a space behind the throne, and then you kind of like bottlenecked everybody into the next area. And I would hide back there. And that was because at first I was running around in the room in the smoke. And that was a lot of fun, but the problem was it gave everybody I got the desired effect, but not through the desired method that I wanted in my room, because it became a chase room. Yeah. Which was great because I was losing weight, but every time they would walk in and I would come up behind them and I would start talking and they wouldn't be able to see and didn't know what was going on, so they would bolt. So now I'm like, wait, stop! I have a whole bit. And then they would almost crash into my throne. So then I moved the smoke. And then later you found out about it and you're like, actually it works better this way. And I'm like, I'm going with the way the room goes. Because if you fill my room with smoke, which is what it was designed for, they can't see anything. And they've been being chased for an hour and 45 minutes by the time they get in my room. They're in high adrenaline, I want to vomit mode. They're like marathon runners who shit themselves at this point. They're not going to hang out and listen to me talk. And I figured that out the first night because all they would do is run. So I spent more time out of my room because my room was designed as like you said, as a break to slow them down. But with the smoke machine, it made it a gambit of terror, and they just screamed as I ran after them in my Renaissance costume. Wait, stop!
Yeah. Dude, and one thing I love doing is like with the ambush. Yeah, you can pop out and scream something, but if you pause for another, just a beat and a half, you can then get right behind them, walk in, and just blow on the back of their neck and walk by. They never see you. They feel your presence and that breath on them, and they take off. Now you can zoom around, get in front of them, and scare them again.
It's creeper ambush, but one of my favorite thing in the round room in 2001, or the hallway, right before they got into Sean's room, that was really scary, or this is really scary. But instead of blowing on their neck, I would say something like totally normal. The totally normal phrases freak them out more because the boyfriend's already holding the hand, or the friend has their hands, or it's that false sense of security that really makes it. It's effective with creeping, but it makes ambush all the more effective when you get the false sense of security. And that's why the 99 room was designed like that, the one I was filling with smoke in the King of the Asylum room. But they were in a state of panic by the time they got up to us. So the desired effect didn't work until we changed the lighting, we moved everything down. Now they tiptoed through the room. What's going to happen? And you guys put those big columns that they're paper, but you fill them with cement.
Yeah.
And they're hollow. And they were in several places in the room, so I could have. At first, I was going to hide behind one of them, but I'm like, no, that's too obvious. And then I was in my throne the first night because Ted's like, be in the throne. And I'm like, it's better when I'm not in the throne. It gives that, oh crap, he's loose feeling,
The king is away.
The king is away. Where is he? Where's the crazy dude? So I had it, after they passed the throne, and it was his mother and father. And boy, I'm sure glad no one was in there because that worked so well in the butcher room that even he was like, whoa, oh, hey, it's you. You got me. Congratulations. You're like one of 3 people. I'm like, wow, I'm honored considering you're a fellow hunter of the other generation that's older than me. That's, yay, I've earned a stripe here. I scared a veteran badge. I scared a veteran merit badge today. So that was ambush. That's how effective ambush is, that if you can get somebody that you respect as, and it's during the show, and it's open, and they were customers, and to be honest, it's smoky, you're running around and hiding. I didn't know who it was until I was right on top of them, and I was like, oh, hey, Chuck and Linda, Hi, how is everybody? How's Gina?
Sorry, Mom.
Yeah, really. Oh, it's you. Hello, how are you doing? I've had that.
For my mom.
Yeah.
Oh, you shithead.
Damn it. Told you not to grab me. But ambush is effective in the pinballing effect, and you're going to hear us use that.
Oh, that and pickling and...
Pickling and pinballing, ambush is king, but you have to... Not everybody even has to be a creeper in that position. In fact, sometimes with the ambush, depending on depending on the victim, the less you say, the more terrified they are. Or if this person's been being a giant asshole through the entire maze, a bunch of the veteran actors will gang up at the end and just start chattering away and yelling at her, and it's usually a her. Dudes get aggro in front of other dudes, but as soon as they get disrespected and all the bros are like, whoa! And then we're high-fiving the monsters, that guy usually won't pipe up again. Not at that haunt. He'll go somewhere else and be a jerk.
Yeah.
Is that accurate?
Yeah. Oh, God.
Please give an example.
I had one and I forgot it.
Just don't tell that one. Well, you already told that one.
All right.
The woman that you were...
Oh, back in 98, a good one was, you'd scare people in Cannibal Island. And I'm sitting there going through, it's like, oh, you're really not going to like this next room. And they're like, it's better than you. And it's like, fine, I'll just wait here with my arms stretched open.
Thank you.
And they'd walk to the next room, and that's where we had the 8.5-foot Colombian red-tail boa. They'd see that and come running back, and you're just like this, and they're latched on, hugging you. Get it away from me!
It's a snake! Yeah, dude, they're awesome. They're healers in some cultures. Only the West really vilifies them. The rest of the world just accepts them for what they are and moves on. It's an animal that bites, and it's dangerous, and...
Yeah,
don't try to kiss it, you know.
Those I loved when you sit there and you scared them and tormented them. And they're coming back to you for help. And it's like, oh.
That is...
And then you
hold on, let's
some more.
You're getting way into Creeper and the psychologies therein, because bait is fodder. Bait, if you... Look, I'm sorry. Let me back up. Ambush. Ambush is easy. Ambush is fodder. If you have never done a haunt before, ambush is where you're going to be set. Unless you have an acting background. If you did drama in middle school and high school and college, if you are in an acting troupe, if you've done Ren Fair or SCA or worked at another haunt, movies or plays or that kind of thing.
Or been on the run from the cops. I'm John.
Yeah.
Should I go, officer?
You're going to fit into other areas, but for the brand new, never acted before, never had a line in anything, ambush is where you're going to be, is your time to shine. Because bait, I said bait when I meant ambush because I was thinking about that, because bait encompasses ambush, bait, and creeper, and bait is a different category than creeper because they're a creeper specialist, because you have to have two really good skills to be bait. You have to be your first ability for bait above all others is your ability not to break eye contact with a customer. You have to have the ability to stare them deep in the eyes and hold that while one of your co-actors or one of your best friends comes up behind them, and now you got to not look over and make eye contact with them, because as soon as that happened, the customer's going to turn around. So you've got to keep their full attention. So keeping eye contact is primo. It's the number one main skill.
Well, main skill on bait is luring them into
lying
sense
is
of compression.
Lying is number two. They go hand in hand. You can't, if you're not good at lying and you can't make eye contact, the only bait that you're capable of doing is what I did in Panic Park, where you jump out and you yell, "What's the first rule of Zombieland?" And then I would turn around and yell cardio for probably a good, 40 yards, 50 yards, because I went all the way up that track. And I used myself as bait, because the whole time the people are walking, I'm yelling, "Over here, over here, over here, over here, over here." Dude, I'm like 100 yards away. They can't make eye contact with me. They just see me yelling and waving my hands, and now they're walking, and then Elizabeth jumps out at him, and Makoto's on top of them, and then the rollerblading guys are on them, and then by the time they get to me, they're like, because I'm still yelling at them. That's the function of bait, is to distract. That's it.
Well, and to lure them closer. It's like when I was doing the charity hunt where I was using kid actors.
Some kids are good.
Everyone got mad at me. They're like, dude, you're just evil. Because I picked the youngest girl who's like 6, 7 years old. Scared of the dark. And I'm like, I really want you to come work with me. I'm going to put you into different corners in the dark.
Dress you as a princess and scare the crap out of you.
She's like, well, what do I wear? And I'm like, I want you to wear bright colors. Your normal clothes. And I had her just down on the ground, just crying. Something's wrong with my daddy. And every parent that walked through, oh my God, what? Are you all right? What's wrong with your dad?
Do they know? Do we have no? Yeah.
And then she just pull up a head. His head came off. And she would drop them all there, and then she really got into it. So I gave her a sawzall with no blade, and she just, and
oh my God, she's like the reckoning of Annabelle.
Dude, it was funny, and her mom's just like, you're an asshole. I'm like, well, I know what's going to scare people. She's like, no, she does this at home. It's like she's always jumping out scared now. It's like...
the ability to be believable bait is where the lying and the eye contact comes in. And you have to, when you're bait, you have to sacrifice your
pride.
mains. Sometimes. Your main... Well, the mains... Did that thing just click?
Yep.
Okay. I set it for not to shut off for 2 hours if we were streaming. So if it turned off, that's
randomly.
my fault.
No, it's still going. It just pauses.
Yeah. So, your ability to lie, your ability to keep eye contact, and you have to be humble and the self-sacrificing. You're setting up your roommate for the best scare in the room. You don't get that. You may get an initial ambush off on them when you jump out and yell hi, or over here, or hey,
help me,
or what are you doing, or what there's a bunch of stock response. Oh, coffee, excuse me. And the meat stick and jalapeno cheese probably didn't help. I live dangerously, excuse me. So you're being a convincing victim is also sometimes hand in hand with bait. I've never used the victim line as a character for an entire show. Just when I was in a room and covering for another actor, I would use a victim line, or I usually hey, come with me, help, or here, I'll help you was more of the let me help you get out of here. And saying that to a customer is just like, okay, get the death grip. Oh, no. It's all make-believe, lady. Just relax. You're going to get through this. So,
maybe.
Women are obviously better at playing this role, but if you get a dude like Don Connolly, who can, hopefully he's going to be on the show. He's an amazing guy. Does all kinds of stuff, and I had the pleasure of, and 2014 Rob Zombie's Great American Nightmare, he was in the tunnel area with a bunch of mixed, experienced and new actors, and he was relatively new, and we would watch him and Andrew and what's Mr. Disco's real name?
I like Mr. Disco.
He was cool. He was a cool guy. They were doing where Don was the bait and the other two were pinballing him, and Andrew, who we're going to definitely have Andrew on, he was the one that he was very nervous at the audition because I'm not a professional, you're all professionals, I've just run my own haunt at my parents' house. What? You ran your own haunt? And then Cece and I grilled this guy with Dave. How many extension cords do you use? How much blood do you use? How many light bulbs did you use? How big was this room? How big was this hallway? How big was that? How much wood did you use to build the hallways?
Chain or no chain?
What did you use to mount everything? How did you get this done? How many
bags of zip types do you go through?
Yeah. How many compressors did you use? How much white makeup did you use? Andrew had an answer for all of these questions, and we just sat there in silence, smiling and nodding and smiling at each other. And he's like, what? It's like, dude, do you think any of these guys can answer 5 of those questions?
Nope.
They're actors. They show up year after year. Most of them play the same role. This guy and this guy can answer all of your questions. These 2 guys next to me, and Cece and we can answer all those questions, obviously, because we were rapid fire giving this dude. It's like four of us just boom, 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 boom. Like, we're auditioning. He wants to work for us, and we're immediately like, he already kind of had, like, let's stick that guy in the tunnel and the wife beater kind of, and that's exactly what happened. That was his costume. And the first night we went back to Justin is, I think that was Mr. Disco's name. He was very nicely, he looked like he was about to go clubbing on, like, you're Mr. Disco now. We didn't call him that to his face, because he would, you don't want to insult them if they're doing a really good job. I mean, keep working.
No, I always do.
That's you.
If I see a good actor, it's like, what's up?
What's up, Taserface? No, but that's
slacker.
Slacker.
Yeah,
what's up, Slacker?
Everybody's a slacker.
Yeah,
But I mean, even
Slacker Bob.
Even playing like any other role where you're a monster or the creeper or ambush, if you can be the bait. I personally, I don't like chainsaws because, one, I have bad luck with them. They never want to start, so I figured out how to use that. So you better get running.
Just to say what Ted said. You talk, no chainsaw for you. You talk, no chainsaw for you.
But so what I would do when at Silo X, we had this one girl who was our victim. She's walking around in a prom dress and all bloody. I gave her the saw, and I took off running down the hall towards the customers. I'm like, ow, that crazy bitch! Oh my God, she took help! And then I'm grabbing him and holding him in front of me, following him through. And then she just comes out with her big prom dress. Hi guys! Oh, I want to go to prom. And then rips out the chainsaw, fires that thing up, and goes after her. I'm like, that's her! That's the crazy bitch! And just ducking behind her.
She's after my seed! Says she wants to mount them on the wall just to be sure there'll be no cheating. I'm not down for that.
But I mean, customers were like, dude, why the fuck is that guy running? It's like, okay, if that guy's running, something really scary's coming up. And then you have a chick with a prom dress, which is always scary. That's just life.
Yeah.
And then she ripped that chainsaw.
Unless you're in high school, that's terrifying. Yeah, everything okay, Carrie?
It's not going to end well.
No,
Shit.
Not for any of us. But bait, you have to be willing to give up the spotlight. Because you're the they give an award for it at the Oscars, Best Supporting Actor.
Best Supporting Actor.
You're the best supporting actor for that room. You're the one that's going to completely relax the customer so that man number 2 or woman number 2 in the chainsaw case can come flying out of the side or the front or the back and completely destroy the tempo of the room.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you don't even have to talk to be bait. You could be gagged, and you could be using pantomime to beg for help, and the look in your eyes. And if you're a female and some of the males, and you're able to summon up tears on command, oh my God, you're like a midget, like a small person at a haunt. If you can't. I didn't mean that insulting. Hey, Haley was a star every year, and and a gimp. Oh, Gimp the Pimp is a oh my God, having her in all of the. It's not a haunt unless you have her there. I'm sorry, I said it.
She is a badass.
Yeah,
she has brittle bones disease, and I've seen her work through broken arms, broken bones, and just
carrying her battle axe, trying to chop off
people
toes
in a wheelchair with a battle axe. Dude, she is
she's the strongest little person I've ever met.
Yeah, I love her.
And I've worked, I met her when she was 4. Remember we talked about that? I'm like, I met you when you were really little. She's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, well, back in, I think it was 89, I was at the Arizona Renaissance Festival, and I knew Jerica from doing the Renaissance, or no, it must have been 90. And you were there, and you with your best friend, and the two of you just got new wheelchairs, and you were racing back and forth to see what the wheelchairs could do, because they were like the new line electric, And nothing else existed. They like just got these chairs. And Gimp's looking at me, and I could see her reliving the memory in my head, in her head, both of our heads. She's a telepath. No, she's not. And she's like, "Oh my God, I was 4 years old. I was like 18." And she's like, "I remember that." And because I remember. What happened?
My hips hurt.
I know.
Oh, old age.
That's another reason why.
Don't do that again.
No.
Don't.
It was it was long ago at 28th Street and Indian School. They used to have a Renaissance Festival at the first weekend of October every year. And
I remember that one there.
we were performers there for like 3 years straight. We were basically a Dirty Kids act, like a cartoon, where we had all this crazy stuff going on, and primarily it was children that were the audience, because it was a juggling dancing show. Because the girls, Marin McLean, who's a very famous local actress, actually, she does a lot of local theater in Phoenix, Arizona. I don't think she's ever done Hans, but she was part of Eclipse. She was part of my juggling troupe.
Right on.
And she would have the kids dance at the end of the show, and it was fun. They loved it. Anyway, bait. Sorry, I segued. ADD. So you can't have bait in every room, because then they get wise to it.
They don't trust anyone.
Then they don't trust anybody. You have to use bait sporadically, and you only want really seasoned. And that's not fair.
Okay.
You want a very talented and passionate person who you can trust to give away the spotlight, because sometimes Ren Fair actors, to an extent, yes, they get territorial and very territorial of the spotlight, but that's more the stage acts. But the haunt actors are kind of a mix between stage and
being bait. You got to realize you're not going to get the last scare. It's the others. So you just got to let it go, give it up. Because if you're bait and you try to go get that last scare, it kind of ruins it. It's, what was this guy trying to do to me?
You'd have to have a specific room, or you'd have to do like what Ted let me do, where if you're bait, I agree, you're forbidden for getting the last scare in the room, but by all means, get them in the hallway.
Yeah, but even
bye! Thanks for coming! I use that every...
But even going through bait, when they try to get that last scare, it's just like, no.
Oh, gosh, you're right. Yeah, okay. No, I can't argue with the truth.
Bait, also, what I've found, and I always forget about it, and it just dawned on me, there's other baits besides people. And when you start to learn customers as they're going through, disco lights are bait.
Mannequins are bait.
And disco lights. You have a
crotch.
dark room and then a disco light going. Every jackass that comes through that haunt wants to start dancing, and then you just go at them and just get the fuck out of my room. And
then they get like mad that you're trying to scare them, that they're dancing. You're not in a club, dipshit.
But I mean, you can use so many different things as bait. It's just like,
yeah.
It dawned on me that one year at Cowtown, Dark Side Apocalypse, doing that. Disco lights are bait.
You made that dance floor, and every asshole, every
idiot was on that thing. Look at me, I'm cool, Saturday Night Fever.
I'm John Travolta. Check it out, I'm John Travolta. Get the fuck out of the ring.
I started lecturing people at the front of the house when I'm giving them the rules, and don't be dancing in my damn disco lights.
That's why they were doing it extra.
Well, they were doing it before, and I started to piss me off. What the fuck? I designed that scare to be great, and you guys are dancing your way through it. Fuck you all.
One night at Rob Zombie's Great American Nightmare in 2014, all of a sudden everybody was pissed off because the customers were yelling bananas at all of the actors. And I go through and Nick, Alex, and all of these guys are all pissed off that the customers are yelling bananas at them. So Cece and I are like, what the fuck? What is this? And we found out that one of the, I can't remember who it was, if it was Jen or Angelica or, one of them told the customers, they were telling them as they were going in, if you yell bananas, that's your safe word, and the actors know to back off of you. It just enraged the actors even more. It made them more angry. And the girls, of course, thought this was hilarious.
Dude, okay.
The girls come in, they were all doing it. I can't remember who came up with the idea, but they collectively decided, this will be funny, and it was.
Well, okay, working the door is boring.
Yes,
but
it
you
is.
find your ways to make it fun. And so
they did.
you do stuff like that, or hey, can you give a message to one of my actors? This like the butcher guy. Just tell him you want a choice cut of meat.
Oh, thank you.
And then at break time you see Bill and he's like, what the fuck is everybody asking me for a choice cut of meat?
You're a dick.
I
want Rocky Mountain oysters. You're hilarious.
It makes my life so much funner up there at the door.
To know that people are asking me questions at the point of terror.
I've been through there. I've designed it. I know these actors. I know what bits they're using. So I want to throw them off and just throw them a new bone. And then a good actor will take that choice cut of meat and then start twisting it back to people and going off on them.
We might as well transition into Creeper since we're on the subject, because I want to say that I did the Butcher 1 year for 01, and in the first time, for the first year, I actually went around to butcher shops just to like check things out, and I would buy like something and just listen and ask them a couple questions. So I'm like, all right, but what I normally did was I looked at the display cabinet and tried to memorize different shit, because I'm like, people are going to ask me questions to fuck with me. And here's what happened. That actually didn't happen like as much as you think it would happen. And the first night, I think I got the most questions. And as the time went on, nobody asked me anything. And then a day or two before Halloween, suddenly everybody's asking me like, oh, I want some ground round and I want some choice loin and blah, 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 blah. Now I'm mad because I forgot all the shit. I don't remember. So then I just yell at them. But it didn't really fit as the butcher shop because I didn't have a display case. And having Gooey in there really turned the dynamic, because that bait, go back. Bait and Creeper run over one another. You can have one without the other, but they're way more effective if they work together in a glorious whole.
Yeah.
So I couldn't get them to come in, and I wish we had the dry erase board, but we've got the new stage behind here. Don't worry, we're working on it. So they would come around, and then Chris
keeps sparkling. Someone's at the door.
What? So they would
joys.
They wouldn't walk into my room because it had a cement ramp, and it was the only room in the entire building that had a ceiling.
Yeah.
Because I had the freight door on the one side. So they wouldn't just walk in the room. To the point where after the first night I stopped hiding in the first hour, because I would hear Christine get them, and I would see the head come in, and they would come out, and they were like, no, because I had bloody bodies that were covered in plastic mannequin bodies hanging from chains, and I got a sink, and there's just shit all over the place.
It looks like a slaughterhouse.
It looks like a room you do not. Your subconscious you is like, no. Every horror movie is this room. So I would, come on in. Now I've got eye contact with you. Come on in. And no. I can't jump out again. And they would laugh. And they would take a half step. No. Come on. You're slowing the show. You got to keep moving. It's timing. So I would have to beg them to come in the room. So now I don't have as much time to interact with them. And again, because of me and because I can't stop talking, Ted always makes my room a little larger, so I have time to have a full-on conversation with the people. So I would say, I just want to have a quick test to see if you're scared. Everybody gather around, and I would grab the mannequin. Basically, are you scared? Are you having a good time? Are you enjoying the show? I just wanted to, and this is your training, all in one motion, I would throw the mannequin forward at the half extent of my arm, pull it back, and at the same time, mule kick the freight door behind me. Rat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat. All of them would jump, every time. Oh, good, you're still scared. We can go this way then. I've got to get you into the next room. Now, they don't want to go near Gooey because it's a false top table gag, oldest trick in the book. If you don't have one in your haunt, you're not doing stuff right, and never look at them as, that's a tired old bit. You need to figure out a new way to make that tired. Yeah. make that tired old bit better. And maybe you need to put Paige in it, where you have a female body in 2011, and she would cover her fake boobs and go, "Stop staring at my tits!" It freaked people out because she wasn't moving a half a second ago, but she didn't.
She's dead, but she's still shy.
She's still shy.
Modesty.
Meanwhile, she's completely closed in shorts and a tank top.
I can see your boner.
Yeah, really.
With the bone legs.
Yeah. So they wouldn't go, and I'm being nice, and all that. And I always told Gooey, let the first one go, jump on the second one. And literally all he did was go, "Ah!" And he would raise his arms, and I gave him a big plastic, overly, it looked like a machete in the darkness, but it was actually a massive joke plastic chef's knife.
Yeah.
And we put blood all over it, and he had blood all over his hands. So now the dead body has the knife. And he would start yelling and screaming and freaking out, and I would, "Oh, it's okay, Gooey, it's all right, guy, they're going to be gone soon, it's okay, calm down, and they would stop, and now, because I've gone from like this happy character to now I'm like a very upset parent, and then this isn't the last scare, but it's the last interaction, because now I'm yelling at them angrily, "Get the hell out of here! Can't you see you're upsetting him? Leave him alone! He's had a hard day!"
He only lost his legs and genitals.
So now, they didn't, a couple of them, but I'm not following you and chasing you. I'm reacting to his reacting. So does that count as the last scare? I don't know. That's a weird gray area. But I don't even get the last scare in my last room, because Gilman would stick his head through the Sega, and they would scream, and then they would be mad, and they're like, "Did that guy just yell Sega at us?" Yes, he did.
Yep.
Go. And then they would get in the hallway, and I would follow them. And then I learned one of the most interesting and toughest lessons you're ever going to learn as following a group of people in a haunt. All you have to do is walk up and tap the last guy on the left shoulder, and he will react in one of three ways. The most common reaction is turn to the side and go, "Her name's Stephanie." The next reaction is, "Somebody's touching me!" Or the next reaction is, "Dude, you're not allowed to hit people. I'm sorry I touched you. Oh my God, I picked the wrong guy."
Or they, if the dude hands you, "Here, her name's Stephanie."
Yeah.
You go up, Stephanie kind of closes into you for safety.
Yeah,
and then
that happens.
When she's just gets that, there's a scare that happens that she misses. She will look up and lock eyes with you like, "Oh, you saved me." And then she's like, "Get him!
Yeah, that happens a lot. That's another.
I love those.
It's a weird psychological state where they're in a state of panic and a state of fun, safe terror in the room. But then when they get in the hallways, there's this false sense of safety.
That relaxed.
It's all got. So the corridor, that was about 30 steps.
Haunt steps, I'd say probably about 30 to 40.
30 to 40 steps.
Because they're like half steps.
It was long enough to go around the border of the next room while being at the back end of Kurt's room with the guillotine in it. But it gave them enough time that the women and the men and women in the groups would talk amongst each other. And I really learned that year because in 98 I was doing stuff, and in 99 I was kind of in my room but also doubling as a creeper because we had a lot of areas in the building that were just nothing, and people would just hang out and smoke cigarettes in there, and it's like, this is the most valuable room on this property building, get out of here.
Or they make out in the box.
They do it gross stuff. And so it was in a one where they had conversations because of the boom, 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 rapid fire. Whereas in 99, there was a lot of time to build because it was 22 acres. It was an hour and a half of haunt. Dude, so they would trust you and hold your hand and give the exact reaction. That, what are we going to do next? Well, I don't know. What do you think? And then all you hear behind you is from the boyfriend bozo.
Have you ever, when the guy gives you his girl.
Yeah.
You walk up there. Did you ever get, like, palmed? Like, get the crap?
No, I didn't. I got palmed when they're trying to hit on you, and we're going to get to that in a second, because that falls into creeper. It happens when you're ambushed and all the other stuff, but I got hugged, and then when she hugged me, she realized, oh my God, you're not him. She pushed me away, and it was like, if I was a smaller man, you would have thrown me back, because there's a lot of adrenaline in that push. But I'm a big guy, and you're little, so that didn't work.
I love it. The palming is just like,
hey, bonus!
and then they turn and see you, and they're like, oh shit, I just groped the wrong guy.
Yeah. I've noticed that. Well, okay, let's get into that then, since you're bringing it up. So there's the adrenaline that's released and that primal exchange that's going on in the mazes really puts people in that feral mating state where they want to start bumping uglies as soon as they get a moment in the darkness. And that's another. The job of roamer in a haunt is usually something that's coveted. It's something that it's like you're the
trust
best.
The people you put as a roamer.
You're the best actor. You can be trusted to do the job. You're not gonna incite a riot. You're not going to.
Well, and with roamers, like from a management standpoint, you want someone you trust, someone who's all about the scare, gonna go find the slow areas, speed those up, work those areas. But you really got to trust them, because chances are you might not see them till the end of the night. Because going through, you use shortcuts, corridors to pass through, check on the actors. And the roamers will hang out in those dark, boring areas and work the scares. So you got to have someone, or...
Where have you been? I found this new area. Well, you know, the one area that's here and here and here.
The one I've always passed by.
Yeah, the one that's kind of long. Oh, yeah, they get real relaxed in there. I'm on top of them and within like 5 seconds, and then they're oh, that's what that new noise is in the
these random screams that I've never heard before.
Like that's got to be him, but I don't know where that is, because you're busy. You're doing other stuff. I got to make sure. I got to go fix this. I got to bring fog juice here. So-and-so needs more blood. Being management is a rush at the haunt, but you take away a lot of the
you lose
pure
a lot of
joy.
Your scares and the joy.
You got to let the actors have them, and you got to let them have their moment. But you're also so bogged down with responsibility that you don't have time to. You get upset after it when it's closed and everybody leaves.
Fuck, I missed that scare.
Man, if we just like to have an hour each night, that'd be awesome. But Creeper is also one of those many, because there's creepers that yell at everybody, there's creepers that talk to you, there's creepers that just walk up and say weird shit and walk away.
Well, there's ones that don't say anything.
Don't say anything. There's creepers that are sectioned off and they just yell horrible shit at people the entire night. It depends on what your room is and what your role is there. But any time that there is interaction with a customer that's more than half a second, that's creeping. Even if it's bait or ambush, creeping is it's the peanut butter of foods. It's the glue.
I think we hit on something that people are going to want to know about.
What's that?
What you were saying about they get scared, they get feral, primal, want to bump
sexy time.
Yeah,
is that what you're talking about? Go ahead. Say your movement.
Well, no, we have groupies that come through.
Yes, true.
Yes, you hate them, but then you kind of like them.
You need them.
Yes.
They pay your bills.
Yeah.
You keep the lights on.
As actors, we're always catching, or actors, management, everybody, you're always catching people making out in the haunt. They want to get that thrill of it. And there's weirdness, because it's like, all right, how do I break that up? Well, I'll walk up and ask, do you want a third? And they freak out and take off. Some have turned and said yes. It's like,
get the hell out of here.
Okay.
Here's my number. Get out of here.
Yeah, and then you get the gropings. People grope you, thinking, "Oh, I'm going to change this guy's scare tactic by just."
What are you doing? That's assault, brother.
I played the victim, run away, screaming, "Ray, bad touch, bad touch."
Uncle Bad Touch is after me!
You're not my aunt! Don't touch me there!
Oh, yeah. Your aunt's a nice lady.
No, she is.
That was funny.
Yeah.
That's why it was funny.
But there is a lot of that stuff that happens.
Yes.
And
we're
not surprised by it.
We said it in the last show where the haunt brings out more of those sexual feelings because you have that I'm about to die, I need to reproduce kind of thing going on.
I need to know that feeling one last
But
time.
the actors we're gross, dude. We've been running sprints all night. I lose 30 to 40 pounds every run. Are you back to check on us? Were we having too much fun? So it's like I want to go home and take a shower. Where Ren Fair, you're in sexy clothes all day long, and you're running around meeting people, and it's a different feeling. But creeping, you need to have creeping because a lot of your haunted house guests and customers, they want to interact with the creepy guy in the room. They want to have that safe serial killer moment where they can, we watch a lot of serial killer movies and
documentaries, research.
Some of us have met and worked with one. So Clay's friend, we'll have him on the show to talk about that. And because do you remember that?
Which one?
Or no, that happened out at Fair. We were talking. There was a guy that worked for Safety Services, and he was a friend of Clay. Dave didn't really know him, but Clay knew him a bunch. And he showed. Well, I don't know if I kind of want Clay here to tell. Anyway, the guy cut up a couple girls and threw them in a couple dumpsters. And it's like that feeling of he was in our campsite. He hung out with us. We drank with him. We smoked weed with him. Yeah. Well, that's the other.
Was I going to be victim number 12?
That's the other thing. You've got not only a lot of pretty girls all around us, but my sister's right here. You touch Beth, everybody here is going to kill you.
Yeah.
Which is probably why nothing happened out of it. That's the other thing, too, is that Fair and Haunt, most everybody is protective of everybody else. So you don't have, I got attacked, and that happens, and those are isolated stories. But for the most part, you have this kind of family, tribe kind of mentality going on. And creepers are on the front line. They're the ones that are interacting with people. They're the ones that they snuff out all the super creepy customers. They're the ones that are that network of communication that's going on 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, and a lot of my job when being management, I'm working the front door and I'm watching for the fucking customers that's okay, this one's going to be an issue.
Yeah.
That one's going to be grabbing at people. This one's going to be slow and stupid. This girl just doesn't shut up. And you got to watch. And then it's all right, hey, I need someone to take the door. I'm following through this group because I don't trust them. And yeah, you have to search those ones out.
Yeah.
And, I was working the front door and I had one get by me once out at Bedlam, and I'm sitting there, and the second room girl comes up to the front door. That guy just groped me. It's
whoa!
What do you look like? She gives me a
shirt, pants, hair.
It's all right,
glasses.
And I took off running the other way.
Uh-oh. Oh yeah.
She got mad at me because, I wasn't doing anything about it.
Yep.
Well, I was going to where the shortcut where I know I would catch him at. So I zipped up there. Wait for him. When I saw him, I jumped through a secret exit, or popped him, pulled back, locked the door.
You did tell that story before.
Yeah. Well, I beat his ass the whole way through. So you don't fuck with the haunt actors because
it's for one.
Yeah.
Dude, what are you doing? We have cameras and radios, and we're all united. We piss each other off.
Do you really want to fuck with the people that create weird shit like that?
And it's strange too because even let's say let's go back in time to one of the nights where I had an issue with one of the co-actors. If in the middle of that something happened to him customer-wise,
you got their back.
Our feud is meaningless compared to this customer.
We're going to do to the customer.
To the beating this MFer is about to receive. But that's... being a creeper, you're in people's personal space the most. When you're a prop, they come into yours. It's a totally different
dynamic.
And when you're
bait, you invite them.
When you're bait, you're in their space and you invite them, and you get attacked a lot as bait. How many stories do you want? From which year do I get elbowed? I get my foot stomped on. I get whoa! You don't push me. Don't put your hands on me. That's not what we do here. This ain't MMA wrestling. This is haunted house.
I just thought of a new room that I want to put in.
Hold on with that. We're still doing the ABCs. We can talk about rooms after we're done with this. How long are we in? Let me do a.
Oh my God!
Is my camera still working?
Dude, okay, I have to say this real quick.
Crap! It's upside down, I think.
Could you imagine a room or even a booth outside of the haunt? A kissing booth?
Okay.
Where you got zombies and just gross circus freaks?
Yeah.
Fuck! That would be awesome.
That's pretty funny. Oh.
Am I still here?
Yes, you're in the frame. Okay, there we go. I think it's still working. I hope it's not upside down. We need an editor. You gotta talk to Jo and see if how much she wants to charge us for editing.
Dude, I think a kissing booth would be what the fuck? And just hold on, let me get my Valtrex.
Oh God.
Just oh my.
Anyway. But that would be a creeper job to sit there and lick your lips all day and do gross stuff. Creeper comes with timing. It's those are your Oscar actors. Those are your people that walk around and say horrible and bizarre shit.
They're just not right.
They're not right in the head and looking for Petey. And that's.
I didn't find him at the airport.
No?
I was trying to see if I could get them to
I'm going
announce.
to post the picture.
I was trying to see if I could get security to announce over the intercom. Have anybody seen a lost bird?
Petey is in the white zone, which is for loading and unloading.
Okay, for that, yeah. My son came back into town, so I showed up with a sign that says, "I've gone crazy, almost certifiable missing you." And I'm in my straight jacket and birdcage on my head, just walking around the airport. That was fun. Security got a lot of pictures of me.
I'm sure they did.
And with me.
Once they figured out that this is all to fuck with him.
And then our wonderful PA tried to sneak by.
Oh, how dare you!
So I had to chase him down.
Oh, of course.
Almost tackled him, hugging him. But when I did, the people that were working the deli thing over there started
God bless America.
like, yeah. Oh, but I was even walking up to strangers. It's been so long. Are you mine? Are you the one I'm waiting for?
Are you my mommy?
I ended up hugging an old dude in a wheelchair.
Right on. Probably the highlight of his day. Some fucking crazy guy with dreadlocks and a birdcage on his head hugged me.
And I kept
best day of the year.
I'm your driver. I've got your limo parked downstairs. Let's go.
I'm your lift. I'm your lift. My name is. Well, yeah, that's my name. I didn't get your name. No, I got my name. You got your own name. Chico and Harpo Lines.
Okay. I'm putting this out there for people to vote on.
Oh, no.
Should we do this? I've got like a game show-esque thing that we can do. We go to the airport in our costumes.
This is pranks. Go ahead.
Who can get the most hugs? I think it'd be fun.
I think if you picked a charity, this might actually be
okay,
fun.
Then let's do it. Let's do it for charity.
Like Liberty Wildlife or Halo or one of the animal things.
I think that would be hilarious.
And just put on monster makeup and...
Yeah. Whoever can get the most hugs.
We need to plan this out to do it at like Halloween time and live stream it and have a couple people following us. And you could build a big fat suit for you. You could be
those overalls.
Oh my God! You have to put a hatchet in your head like the guy in Nightmare Before Bunny.
Yeah. Where'd my rabbit go?
But that's also creeper stuff, hugging people and being out there. Midway characters are creeper. You actually have to really work to get an ambush in the midway because you're just out there. You're exposed.
Yes and no. I mean, if you do the first rule of just loud, sudden noises and movement, you can stand right there. They flip out.
They'll get you.
So you get your ambush. But
But
you sit there with one group, and then as another group's passing by, hey, you! I want to talk to you about car insurance! And they fucking take off running.
Yeah, they do. But those are all of the positions of Creeper. Creeper works well on its own, and it also works in tandem with all of the others.
Yeah.
With bait, with prop, with ambush. Creeper is the one universal, the glue between all. It's the space between them all.
Wait, dude. All right, hold on. So prop. We got all these. We got prop.
Rick is the
but
best.
But we needed a D. Dead guy.
Dead guy is a prop.
ABCDs of haunting.
Okay.
Not ABCPs.
I like the P.
I do too. It feels so good.
It's so gross.
Especially when people do it in their pants.
That's the one I'm talking about. You scare them so good, they're like, oh no! It's okay, don't worry.
Do you get the question all the time? Where's the bathroom? You're wearing it.
You're wearing it.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
It's too late, isn't it?
It's too late.
Because some creepers don't even talk. Grody never talks.
No.
And he did a lot more creeping
even
his
when he
first
gets
year.
a Vans print on his fucking head.
Yeah. Well, when he was doing Rob Zombie, he didn't have the chainsaw all the time. He hid it behind the fence. Somebody stole one of them the first couple nights, too, because we weren't watching. We had so much going on. He went to go get his chainsaw, and it wasn't there. And we're like, what? We started looking all over for it. It was gone.
Jeez.
That sucked that night, because he had to do... Luckily, he's just intimidatingly scary, and he's got this big-ass beard, and then the tiny porcelain baby mask on was just unsettling. Just unsettling. It was beyond creepy. People were just like, what? Why? And then he would come up and have his gloves on and try to touch their face, and they would run away. Not a word was spoken. He's the Harpo Marx of the haunt industry.
He's just got this great dirty trucker look. It's like, you instantly, even when he's not wearing the mask or anything, it's like...
He's just standing there.
Okay, that guy's not right. I'm going to go this way. It's like, he's awesome.
My name's Jeremy. I probably hate you. Have a good day.
I love you. I hate you.
Best intro ever. I probably hate you. Oh, well, nice to meet you, too. So yes, prop is the ability. I suck at prop. Prop is the ability to lie completely still without moving or breathing, and then come alive and scare the crap out of the customers.
It takes a lot, because you're going to get stepped on, you're going to get hit, you're going to get kicked,
groped,
spit on.
Yep, all of those things we'll have in
and you can't flinch. You cannot move. It's just
until it's time.
You can move a little, like if they kick you, go where they kick you.
That's why it's best to have a prop in a room with a bait. That works best. Like they did 2 really good prop rooms for Rob Zombie's Great American Nightmare in 2019. They're no-fail gags. They've been using them since the beginning of time, and that is you have a bait creeper that is the first character that you are introduced to, and the second one is camouflaged, lying in wait at the other side of the room. They did it with bags of cotton candy in a cotton candy room in the clown maze, and then probably 4 or 5 rooms later, it was a balloon room.
Right on.
And in each one of those rooms, the second actor that was the prop was a tall, skinny guy, and he had a black light-absorbing suit. And for Dakota, they put cotton candy all over the suit. They hot glued it to the suit. And there was several different actors that did the balloon room with AJ. And Zach was the talking clown, and Zach was great. He did it like you walked into the fucking circus, like the fair. Hey, how you doing? Come on, you went over here. Like you're in the midway, and he's trying to get you to throw darts at balloons or something. Was his persona. And you're so focused on him because he never stops talking to you that when Dakota walks off the wall, it scares the crap out of you. He got me 3 times, and I fucking worked there, and I built the room. That was awesome.
The actors can take a room that you built
and
get you with it. It's like,
totally fall in love with it and use it. They're like, I love this. This is great. I told you were going to love this. This is like the best room ever. You were going in the beginning when you were explaining when you were brought in here, but now that you're in the suit and you see what happens when you move, they pee their pants, dude. You can't see you. You got me 3 times.
Oh shit.
Because the one time I walked up to him and he just like twitched because he heard my voice, and I was like, oh shit, good job, you got me. And the second time he saw me, because he can see through the head cover. You can't see his eyes though. And he's like, hey Bill, and I'm like, ah, what is it to go to? I startle easy. I'm left-handed. And then the third time he had moved. He wasn't over there because I'm like coming in. I'm like, all right, where is he? Because I walked through a bunch of times and he didn't get me, or if I came through backwards, well, there he is. I could see his shoes. So, but you don't see that right because everything's obscured because it's designed for you not to see him. But then Zach and Dakota, we're going to mix it up. And they moved him right over here so that he starts talking to you. And when he's done, he comes off the wall. So I walk in and I go, hey, I just need to talk. Where's Dakota? And he snapped his head. I was like, ah! Well, you're on this side now. Good. Damn, that was good. So it happens. Don't run around trying to scare your boss. It's going to happen anyway. And that's not really like...
I say bring it on.
You're more the boss than I am, so there you go.
Yeah. And chances are I've thought of a million different ways to do every room.
Yeah. I should say, don't make it an obsession to try to scare your boss.
Yeah, because if I'm coming through, there's a reason. I'm on track for something.
There's 4 reasons, main reasons, or there can be more than 4, but there's 4 main reasons that I'm coming through your room. 1, we've got a terrible emergency. 2, I'm tracking an asshole.
Or 3, your break time.
It's break time. Or, I'm going to cover your room while you go your break. You got 10 minutes, you better go because Susie has to go on break and you better fucking be here and haunt breaks are different than any other breaks. It's like having a security job break where I get a half an hour for lunch at the job I have now, but it's not really lunch because I've got them. There's security. I need a front desk, the lockout in room number such and such. So it's not really a lunch. It's lunch listening to the radio. And the haunt's the same way, where you may be sitting there drinking a bunch of water and a coffee or a Rockstar or whatever, or having a cigarette, but if there's like the wrong kind of screaming that starts happening and yelling, you're not on break anymore, especially if you're higher up in the food chain.
Yeah.
Were you doing okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Because prop is a lot of things that are very, subtle. And you're going to get groped more than any other actor when you play a mannequin.
Yeah, that's why I do it for fun.
Do you really?
At times it's like, ooh, hot chick.
Well, haunted houses aren't just Halloween fun time. They're also a living experiment in Stockholm Syndrome. The syndrome where if you're put in a situation and you're harassed and, that you're eventually going to side with the bad guys, and you're going to become one of them in your own right. And we're pretty good at controlling that because we figured that out real early on because so many humans will gladly sacrifice their friends and families to get out alive.
Dude, guys throw their chicks so they can get away.
Parents will throw children. Children will give up parents and siblings.
Back in my younger days, man, I used to clean house with guys who would throw their chicks at me.
Oh yeah,
it's like I'd have a date the next day.
Why are you with them?
I don't know. Dude, why he treats you so bad? You don't even know if I'm a real serial killer. I think she gives me her phone number.
Yeah. All those TikToks, they're all true. With the guy running away and leaving. And then we're like, hi.
Or you get the guy that is over-possessive. You
looked at my girl. You try to touch her again. The fact that she's running away is the reason I'm chasing. If she just stood there like you're doing, there'd be no chase because I can't chase somebody who isn't running. That's called an accident. That's called an accident. Oh, no, sorry.
No, start running circles around. I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. You're running so fucking fast, but I'm going to get you. That one throws everybody
Yeah.
off. They're just like, what?
We talked about that too.
fuck?
Don't be dating. Don't bring newly dating and go to a haunt. That's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
But what's really interesting is the Stockholm Syndrome effect that it has on women in a haunt, because they will try to seduce you in the most graphic ways possible. It's the total they create. It's almost like they long for, because you see the same women every year. They long for this scenario where they're going to be like, in a movie, and they're like going to be caged and thrown in a
Ravaged
pit. What is wrong with you? Get out! You need to put the Harlequin romance novels down and start reading.
That's a different romance that happens after the show.
Yeah. Well, it's so funny because you'll see a man and a woman, and depending on what kind of role you're playing, if someone's chasing you to them or you end up on near them, she'll whip around and put her hands on you and then slowly bring it, save me, and then she'll grab your package. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you're here with the dude. What is this? And he's always like, or he gets super aggro because he didn't know she was going to do this when he brought her in here. Because I think some women don't even realize they're doing it. I think it's just one of those, like, they've been in bad relationships for so long, they think this is normal. And now they're with a nice guy, and they're not used to that, so they go to a haunt where they can be treated like dirt by us for $22 an hour or $22 or whatever it costs to go through there for 20 minutes. And it's weird. It's like it fulfills this strange, like, victim fetish that they have. I don't get it. I've never understood it.
I love it though. I don't get it, but it's like, dude.
It's crazy. Are you okay? You got tremors.
Yeah.
Should we stop for now, or can you keep going?
Yeah.
Okay, and Yeti's not up here, so you must be okay.
Yeah.
So that, I don't understand that, and don't do that. And not only one, it's also the psychology of, if I can hit on you and you reciprocate, you're a man in makeup, and you're no longer a monster. You're not a threat anymore. I am now controlling you. And the problem is, you get a lot of guys that don't get a lot of action, and they look forward to that, and it becomes this, I know, dude, you're not. But you got to resist that. You got to tell the actors the first year is the first time, that you have to resist this, because she came in here just to test you, basically, in her own sick little world.
Okay, but in my world, I'm going to get the last scare. We're going to go on a date, and I'm going to get the last scare.
I'm going to show up in my corpse mobile. It's made out of human flesh.
She's going to think this is makeup. No. Wait till her mom and dad meet me.
Avoid those women. They're not right in the head. They're trouble. No, it makes sense in a psychology aspect, but the first time it happens to you, you're like, whoa, what the fuck? And then there was the guy in 97 and 98 that was in the torture room that you had to swapping out the girls.
Yep.
Because you kept catching them blowing giving them fellatio. And then they put a dude in there. That solved that problem right away. No more sneaking off for sex. No more empty rooms.
Yeah. There's always those times with
dude.
There's always that one cast member that wants to sleep with the entire cast. And as a manager, you're just like, it's just drama.
Drama.
Oh, it's a pain.
Don't do it.
But then when she's a really good actress, then you're like, damn it, she's really good. I don't want to fire her.
Yeah, stop fucking everybody. We have work to do.
Yeah.
Stop touching the customers. No, you take your rage out on them. You just take all your sex out on the cast. Well done.
Okay, there are those times. I love playing the prop, getting groped. But then there's those times where you don't want it. Like, I've been cornered on a bridge by a dude who's probably 6'4", starts grabbing my junk.
Yeah.
He brushed me first, and at that time I had my belt to dead baby, so I smacked him in the head with the baby. I'm like, don't do that! And then he went in full and kept going, and it's like I'm hitting him with the dead baby, and it's like, fuck the baby. Just started hitting him with my fists. And then stop. Oh, it's like,
no,
and then walks off, and I'm
what
just
the
sitting there
hell,
going,
Stacy.
I'm gonna be quiet.
I just got felt up by a guy who wasn't a doctor, and I didn't have to cough.
Yeah.
This is weird. I don't like this.
Yeah. I didn't even tell security. I'm just like, nope.
Yeah, that's
Uncomfortable.
Congratulations.
You creeped out the haunt worker.
Yeah, you creeped out a creep.
You sexually assaulted a
Hope
creep.
you're proud of yourself. Is that okay? At least we get screams for rewards.
Yeah.
We get paid in screams, which you become addicted to.
Yes.
And you miss when they're gone. You hear them in the night sometimes. Delicious.
Yes. Or at the Walmart
screams.
in the pharmacy section. You're right behind the aisle. And then security tells you you're never allowed back.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Now I can't go to Walmart.
Yep.
Where am I going to get vanilla?
Okay, I can go to Walmart. It's just not that one in
Walmart.
Mesa.
Mesa's weird anyway.
Yeah.
It's full of tweakers and Mormons.
And people that hide behind the fucking counter. Damn it.
Yeah. So the other thing too is what we said in the beginning, that if you're good, you're going to be really good at all three. Some of us are good at all four. It just depends on your abilities, and don't beat yourself up for not being good at one. I suck as a prop, and you know what? I'm totally okay with that.
Yeah.
Oh well.
You shine at the ones you're good at.
Yeah, I'm one of the best baits in the business, man. I love being bait. Being bait is awesome because you got to be just right at it.
Yeah.
You know, it's the Goldilocks. You can't be too much of this. You can't be you have to give just enough. And here comes the other guy. It's all over now. Oh, I got to see the look on your face. I was next to you when he scared the shit out of you, and the look on your face is forever etched in my mind.
Yeah. And as a manager, it's like, as a cast member, you love those screams. You want them. You are addicted to them. As a manager, when you're not the one in the trenches doing it, you're in a completely different trench. You start to learn to love just hearing the screams, because you can tell by that scream what happened, who freaked out, who just hit this actor. You can hear all of it and see it in your mind. You know it, and it's just like.
As an area manager, I'd have to say the happiest thing is, boss, what? I'm doing this, but it's not working. Okay, well, let me see what you're doing. Okay, I come out, I do this, and I do that. All right. You know what? Let's move this over here. Let's do this. I'm going to walk out here, so then when they get to this point, then try that. You know what? That's a good idea. Well, sometimes I have those. But hopefully this one will work. So then you go out into the, because you're wearing a staff shirt. You're not cast. You're cast, but you're crew. You're not cast. So you go in hiding, and then you hear a totally different scream come out of that room, and you're like, yes, it worked. And then by the end of the night, you're like, the actor comes up to you, oh my God, thank you. And that feels like $1 million. Well, I don't know what $1 million feels like, but that's got to feel like $1 million.
Yeah, I don't either.
I love that saying, but I don't.
But if anybody wants to help out and donate $1 million, so we can know what that feels like.
Then we definitely have our own haunt, and the show would be a lot better.
Ooh,
we have a warehouse.
We need Patreon support for our own haunt.
That's what we really need to do, because the problem is that, you can't go to an investor and go, hey, get me $20 million, and in 4 years you'll start to see some income on your investment. In the meantime, I'm going to need a lot of advances. We need more blood. We need more makeup. We need more this. We need more smoke.
All right.
How are we doing?
I got a message about that.
Oh, okay. There's other stuff coming up. So thank you for watching Bats in the Belfry. You could have watched anybody, but you decided to watch us. So like and subscribe, and never lose your spooky. There you go.
Yes. Thank you, guys. We'll see you.
We have things. He was not feeling well during Christmas, so we did not get to do the live thing from my work at the Tapatio Cliffs.
Yeah, but that's coming up. We'll do that.
Yeah, when we can't just walk into rooms. We've got to rent a room, and
can we just walk in rooms? You got a security.
No, I do.
Come on! While people are sleeping, we'll get the best ghost reactions.
I have to pay my mortgage. Stop putting evil thoughts into my head that I want to act on. But we can go into the main areas, which includes the ballroom and the Hidden Valley and Highland and several staircases that people don't like walking up. And so there's areas that the place is just, you feel like you're being watched, or you feel like somebody's right next, like pressing you. So, but thank you very much. We've got he's got to return these calls about an up and coming project lateral to this. Yep. Thank you very, very much. We love you, and make the most of this new year.
Yes, and I'll see about filming videos on it.
I wish you could. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
I'll have to check with the producers.
They probably let you do it afterwards, like a behind the scenes. Anyway,
I'll talk to them. Yeah.
It's a movie. Anyway. Yes. Talk to you very soon. Thank you very, very much. Thank you for watching, viewing, and liking. Have a great night, a great day.
Yeah, hit the like button. Like,
and subscribe.
Not like.
Like. Okay. You okay?
Yeah, it's.